And the problem with emotional abuse is most times the victim does not know. The victim does not even know how to get out. You do not know what you're going through. You do not know how to get out. I remember that night I had seen things and there had been like a serious back and forth. And this person had gone to sleep and I cried till 4 a.m. And this person slept through all that period. You forgive yourself for the times you allowed yourself stay because you couldn't do any better. It's sad that people who have gone through, you have succeeded to move out from, would be the loudest voices against you.
Hi guys, welcome back to Let's Have Drinks. I'm your host here, Mayo, and today we're joined with a lovely guest. She describes herself as fun, quirky, loves to be outdoors. Oh, rather, not much of an outdoors person, but loves artsy places, long bus rides, cooking and hosting with friends. Everyone is author, artist, and all-around amazing person. Tolu. Woo!
Hi,
Welcome. I mean, this is a long time coming. We've been trying to do this for the longest time.
Yeah, almost 2 years now, I think.
Well, we're trying to meet up for like almost 2 years
Okay.
and then try to get you on the podcast for like a month or so. So I'm happy you're here.
Thank you. I'm happy to
And
be here.
also, you're my first guest of 2026.
Ooh.
Like first official. The last one I shot was like last year.
Oh, wow. Thank
So
you.
yeah,
It's a privilege to be here, really.
I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you.
How has your week been?
Quiet. Yeah, not done anything like work.
Mhm.
It's just been taking out time to touch base with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the week has been about.
Yeah, I feel you on that because I feel like this week for me is just me grasping with the fact that we're already in March.
The year is racing.
Where has this year gone?
It's racing.
I actually can't imagine it. It's the craziest thing ever.
Yeah, I agree.
So, since you're on Let's Have Drinks, we're going to talk about the drink for today. We're having a Piña Colada Mocktail per your request of having water.
Because water is sweet.
Yeah,
Just drink of
water.
earth, you know.
I wouldn't consider water a drink. Water is water. But when we were like, oh yeah, I gave you the form, and you're like, oh yeah, I feel something, and you said water. I said, this babe is not serious. So we're doing a mocktail today,
Thank you.
and yeah, let's taste. You know, it's not bad. I actually don't mind it. I don't like pina colada.
Oh,
Yeah, it usually tastes like Gary
so
to me.
well, I don't mind it. It's not bad.
And you said non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
But I feel like it's a nicer version of pineapple juice. I don't like pineapple juice.
Okay, so I would mix pineapple juice with watermelon and ginger. Try that. So I blend pineapple with watermelon and ginger. Heaven.
Is that supposed to be like a cleansing juice or something?
No. It's a juice. Like, I love it.
With ginger.
Yes.
Okay, great. We love our drink. Amazing stuff. Anyway, the main reason why you're here, you have a new book that is out.
Yeah, I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How do you feel about that?
Good. Fulfilled. Yeah, I think fulfilled.
Yeah. Because it's a really personal book and it's a really vulnerable book.
Yeah.
And it's existing in the world right now is a big deal.
Yeah, thank you. And I feel it's necessary. It's a necessary document to be released. So that's why I said fulfilled. I think that's anytime I think about the book or I read the book, I feel fulfilled.
So what's the response been so far from people?
It's been emotional even for me. I've had people tell me how the book has hit them, you know, in places they didn't think. I've had people tell me how it's relatable to experiences they have had with pain, with betrayal and heartbreak. And it's just been good to know that my aim actually with the book is that it would help people heal, move through the heartbreak and stay with me through the healing also, so that it also helps you in ways where you need healing. And I think so far the reviews have been very good. I've had people come to say, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through all that you wrote about. I'm like, oh, I'm okay.
Feel
yeah,
better now.
but it's been, mixed emotions, but good.
I'm really happy that I did this because I remember this time that I was going through heartbreak. And the thing that got me through that was someone else's work, which was Titilope Shonuga's Swim. And I listened to that months and months and months on end. So when people are vulnerable and they actually share their work about their vulnerability
Yeah.
or the pain they've gone through,
Yeah.
I think it's just a special sort of grace and empathy that you have to be able to like give people that release and that pathway towards finding healing. So that's been great. I mean, congratulations once more.
Thank you.
So for someone that's picking up the book today, how would you describe of heartbreaks and healing?
I'll describe it as a journal, my personal journal through heartbreaks, betrayal, pain, and my journey through healing. Because I do not think healing is ever ending. I think healing is a process until you come to a point where you're like, okay, I think I'm getting there. So what I would describe the book as is a journal, a diary. I'm bringing you through my diary, so to say. And I think one thing I will also say is I would leave the conclusion up to you, the reader. I'll let you decide what to take away from it.
Oh wow,
But just come with me through that journey. I think that's what I would say.
that's deep. Anyway, before we get into the book properly, let's just rewind a bit back to your childhood. So, how was the childhood? Oh goodness,
Okay.
how was it?
Oh, I'm trying to look for a word that best describes my childhood. Turbulent.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the only word. So I would describe my childhood as turbulent. I have, you know, that thing where I don't know if it happens to everybody, where you go through things and a part of your brain in trying to protect you forgets.
Oh goodness, hell yes,
Yeah,
very much
Forget.
so. Like my sister, she can't remember half of the things that went through.
Yeah.
I went through in her childhood.
yeah. So your brain in trying. I think I came to that realization as an adult
Yeah,
that what had happened was my brain forgot to protect me, because I feel like if my brain hadn't forgotten, I don't think I would be this person.
yeah. Like the trauma would be just so overwhelming that you won't be able
Overwhelming,
to be like a
yeah.
functioning member of the society.
Yeah,
kind of.
because recently I stumbled on a poem of mine, never released, and I'm like, oh gosh. And I wrote that poem when I was going through a mentorship program with Spring. Spring is a poetry collective. So they pair you up with a mentor. I was paired with poet Tolu. And one of my assignments was to write something that, related to my childhood. And that was what I wrote. I was like, so I stumbled upon it recently. I'm like, oh, I actually wrote this in 2019 or so. So how I would describe my childhood is turbulent and memories that my brain just said no. But then as an adult, they came back to, and I think is also important in the process of healing that some things come back
Yeah,
so you can heal properly.
and process it.
Yeah, process and heal. Yeah. I think, yeah.
During your book launch, you said something that kind of was powerful and stuck with me. You said that in the grand scheme of things, kind of coming from where you were coming from, that you're not supposed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you say that? And what did you mean?
Okay, where I grew up, how I grew up, the experiences, for myself, my siblings, but maybe more so for me because I'm a first child and my experiences are quite different.
That is a whole different sport.
Yeah, and if I had to go into my, maybe from when I was 6 years old
Yeah.
till maybe before I went to the uni or maybe after secondary school, it will be a lot. We're not going to leave this place. So, but those experiences are things that experiences between 6 years and when I was a teenager, if they had happened to someone else, because you hear people's stories,
Yeah.
you hear people's experiences, and they end up differently. And I'm thinking, I could have ended up that way too. Do you get? But something just keeps pushing and says, at this point, this person is here. being an influence, good influence over your life, so you don't go this way. Do you understand? So I really shouldn't be here before grace, really. And
Yeah,
that's the
and
truth.
kind of owe it to yourself to be better because of the people around you.
Yes. So I think I had that privilege as a child where I grew up in a proper slum.
Slum.
Oh, slum. I
Paint
grew
the
up in
picture.
K2. Oh gosh.
I grew up in K2.
Not that I'm almost sure it's not that K2 I grew up in Tipper Garage.
I've heard of it.
Oh gosh.
My mom, my mom will tell us to leave the house.
When we were young,
Yeah.
cult boys used to fight, like opposing gangs
Yeah.
used to fight each other so much that it was like broad daylight.
Not even at night.
Not broad daylight where there's like cutlass and all that stuff. That was where I grew up. And there was, they were recruiting young boys, young girls to join. I grew up in that area. I grew up in places where young girls get pregnant before they're done with secondary school. I grew up with people. Do you understand? Grew up hearing people, oh, that your friend,
Wow.
they unalive to that person. So just that environment alone is not one that should produce, that is not meant to produce who I eventually am becoming or who I eventually became. Do you understand?
Yeah,
But
totally.
for I remember, so I had a mentor, Uncle Theo. He told me something one day. He says, you're growing up here, but you're not a product of this place. And that stuff kept ringing in my ears for years. Like, you are growing up here, but you're not a product of this place. And I think it was a push. for me
Amazing.
to be
I'm
here.
very happy that you had like mentors like that.
Oh
because
yeah, I had a lot.
I'm a big like proponent, or I'm very interested in the debate of nature versus nurture and how that influences like a child's life growing up. And you can see how like society and places you grew up to can be like a big determinant of where you end up in life.
Yeah.
And although it's unfair that okay, because you were born in this place, your trajectory is limited in this way. So yeah, I think that's a
I
very
agree.
powerful statement. Like
Yeah.
find yourself here even when you thought you won't be here.
Yeah. Like there are novels I read that they are as a result of those people who were influences for me. Some of them heard that, oh, she's an avid reader, and they will just come and give me like a collection of all their books. Now I'm collecting Daniel Steele again.
Really?
Yeah, I have
never
like
read
maybe
Daniel
12.
Steele.
Oh, really? I have like
couldn't
12 copies right now.
Oh.
I'm collecting John Grisham again. And I think that it's just me trying to connect back to that memory.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Of your younger self.
Yes, just to connect back to that memory. Like, okay, these were good times in those turbulent periods.
So how that environment influenced like your perspective on love, on relationships and commitments?
That environment,
Yeah.
no influence.
Not a good influence.
No. Because so I'm writing a story. I'm working on my novel right now. And it's also non-fiction. And some of the stories are from that place.
Oh.
So you see marriages are very abusive men. Some of them to the point where there was, violence to the point of someone losing their lives, the other partner.
Yeah.
So that's not good influence for anybody to, take from into relationship but as a child, I think I've always still believed in love.
Yeah.
So I do not think it influenced me in that way. I've always still, believed that the world is full of love.
It is. I
Yeah.
agree.
So, but that place was not a good influence.
But it seems like writing has been like a genuine interest of yours since when you were young.
Yeah.
So when did this become a way for you to process through things, even in that environment that was not so great? It seems like writing was just your way out in a way.
I used to hide behind books a lot. So, because I loved reading. I've always been an avid reader. So I used to hide a lot behind books. So I would read, get books. When I got to secondary school, my money for lunch, I would used to go and buy secondhand. So there was this author I also liked, James Hadley Chase. I don't know if his books are still available anymore. Old writer. So I used to go buy his books like secondhand. So I hid behind books a lot. I would read a lot. Then I started writing just to, I don't know if it's also to hide or to express. I don't know what it is now between how it started but I loved to write stories. And my younger sister was my first audience. So when at some point I would go hide the books, I'm like, let me finish this book before you read them. Then she would go get them and read. So I think writing then, I then realized that initially it wasn't poems. The first poem I wrote was in primary school because I was prompted to by my head teacher. But after that first poem, what I wrote later for some couple of years were not poems. I would write articles, I would write stories, short stories, but the poems then came later after secondary school. Do you understand? But it was, for me, it was just a form of expression that I'm trying. So I'm so sorry. You
It's
know,
fine.
I'm also processing thoughts right now because I'm right now thinking back on that time. I'm feeling like now looking at it, I didn't think at that time that it was a means of expression for me.
Okay.
But right now, the level where I am at, I'm thinking that was means of expression. Do you get to get through the times I was going through? It was a very good way to hide my emotions and to also express them.
Yeah, someone that writes also, I felt like it was easier to write out how I was feeling than to actually say it to someone. I remember my mom telling me this thing one time about, I think maybe I was going to boarding school. And she was like, if you're having any issues with anybody, tell them. He's not the one that you'll be writing later. I'm just like, Mom, because I wrote a single letter to you, because that was the best way for me to express that, yeah, I was feeling this way. But she keeps on bringing that thing up. I'm just like, it's a way of expression, like talking.
Yeah, and it's a good way of expression, really. And if you, being a writer, I always say that I'm grateful that I have the gift of writing because I feel like a lot of things I had gone through, if I didn't have the means to express them by writing, I would have exploded.
Exactly. I honestly know that feeling. So when you started writing the poems, did you just write it with the realization that maybe one day I would publish it, or just like personally, you didn't have any plans of?
I didn't write them to publish them.
Okay, quick interruption. Now, if Let's Have Drinks feels like that conversation you've always wanted to have, I think it is time for you to subscribe wherever you're listening to this from. Also, follow us on all socials at Let's Have Drinks Pod. Rate the podcast, share on socials, share with your friends. Also, subscribe if you're on YouTube, comment, like, do all the lovely stuff. It genuinely helps the podcast grow and helps more people see these conversations. And also, it just makes me know that you're enjoying the podcast. So, yeah, thank you for doing that. And let's continue on to the conversation. So, when the realization come that you needed to be out in the world?
Last year.
How did it come about?
Yeah, last year. So I'd been writing, like, if you go through the book, you'll see dates under each of them. So whatever you're reading them because I wrote them in real time of my experiences. A lot of them, especially in the beginning, especially of heartbreaks, and some part of a lot of them really are like written in real time of the experience of how I was feeling. So it was just documentation, like I said, expressing my feelings in that moment, not to say, oh, I'm going through this, let me write, so that one day I'm going to publish this work. And the whole world, will find out. No. That was not the point. The point was just documenting. It's like journaling, like I said. This is my means of expression. This is my means of, not exploding. When I write them, there's a release. When I feel better, I could go through them again and like, how did I allow myself go through this? Why did I allow myself go through this? Do you understand? So, but in the minute where I was writing, it wasn't to produce this as a body of work to the world. No, it was just to document how I was feeling in that time.
The thing about writing also, because I journal, that's my favorite form of writing.
Okay.
Is I can't go back to look at my journals because I'm shy for myself. And I'm kind of embarrassed. But you mentioned that, like, going back to that side, realizing that you're asking yourself questions like, why did I allow myself to go through this? And I remember you saying something else during the book launch, that there was a time that you could not look into the mirror. Oh, yeah. So what was happening to you internally at that point? Were you writing then, or you were just still going through the motions of what you were going through?
When I realized that I had not looked at myself in the mirror was last year. It was 2025.
Really? Wow.
And it took a while, of course, after sessions of therapy and all that stuff, for me to realize that. So I started seeing myself in the mirror again. And it was funny because I called my friend. I'm like, does it make any sense to you that I'm just seeing myself? And because it's someone who has also gone through what I had gone through, he understood, he heard me, and he was like, yes, he understands what I'm saying. So I'm like, does it make any sense that I'm saying that I'm just seeing, like, I can see myself now? It was like, yes. So because what had happened in those years, I didn't realize how much I had stopped seeing myself.
Yeah.
How much, it's a thing where I just look in the mirror and I'm like,
I'm a conscious
for the
human being.
yes. So for the first time, I'm looking at myself like eyeball to eyeball.
Yeah.
And that had not happened in years. So seeing myself again, even recently, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, for like the whole week, I would just pass in front of the mirror and say, "You're a beautiful girl."
You are really beautiful, yes.
And funny thing, when I tell people that I never saw myself that way for years.
That's beautiful. Is it because of the situation you were in?
Yeah. And when we talk about, we're not there. I don't want to jump the gun, but you when you find yourself in situations and circumstances where you do not even realize, you don't know it
That you're
until
chipping away at yourself.
you're chipping away. You're not seeing beauty. You're seeing more of the flaws. So I didn't see myself as beautiful for years. So for like 1 week, I'll just pass in front of her and say, I am fine. No,
You are fine. I can't even lie.
do you understand? And I'm like, so it took a while, but we're here now.
About putting this out in the world. It is incredibly personal, we know. And you share like really personal details. So, two things. When did you know that you were ready to share? And with the possibility of the main subject of this book being able to pick it up and read it, is there any fear around that?
No.
No.
So I wrote something. I don't know if I included it in this book.
Wait, how many poems did you write? Because you're just sure you included this in the book. How many poems did you write that you're not sure?
So apart from this collection,
Yeah.
I have maybe 80 poems.
Crazy.
Maybe, like that are not, they're in different collections of poems.
Would that come
almost
out
80.
eventually?
Yes, eventually. But I want the novel to come out first.
Okay.
So I wrote something about how a society that applauds the abuser is complicit. Now, what I meant is when you heal to a particular point, you don't operate from fear, especially from fear of your abuser anymore. It's not a document that I put out to tear anybody down. It's a document that is my personal experience
Yeah.
that needs to be heard.
And you have a right to that story too.
Oh yes, so
share it.
yeah, and also because we're in a world where the media has the power to change your story.
Yeah.
So it's not a point of we're not here to prove a point. All I am doing is, this is a document telling you about things I have gone through, documented with dates. So you know, do you understand? With dates as far back as 2020. But to also, the aim also, there's a purpose for it, to help other people heal. To also make other people who might be in the situation I was in find the power and the courage to choose themselves for once in their lives.
Yeah, about choosing. I mean, you talked about themes of self-worth and not feeling worthy, and like saying things like, I wonder if I would find someone that would love me. And it made me think about, why do we keep putting ourselves in situations that erode slowly at our self-esteem, and kind of wanted to keep going back or staying there, maybe because that is what we know?
It's emotional abuse. And the problem with emotional abuse is the victim the victim most times does not know.
Yeah.
And the victim does not even know how to get out. You do not know what you're going through. You do not know how to get out. So it takes a whole lot to pull you out of that situation. So, but the moment you are out and you've gone through healing properly, you can then choose yourself again. You can then find worth in yourself again.
Yeah, being in that situation, when did you realize that, yeah, it was time for me to like ask for help?
I didn't know. I didn't know I needed to ask for help. Help was offered.
Really?
Yeah, because it was also really a dark period. When I just came out of the situation, it was a dark period where I couldn't see ahead of me. I couldn't see anything. And thank God for the people I had around me, who then, my pastor then suggested the help of a therapist first.
Yeah.
I needed to go through therapy, and I accepted. And I went through therapy. Still, I still go in and out of therapy.
Yeah, I think therapy is like a continuous process in a way.
Especially if you've gone through life-changing experiences. I
Yes,
think therapy
new
is good
things
for you.
also come up that you need to go back to be like, okay, this came up and I might have reacted this way.
Yeah,
So maybe I should go back to therapy to see how I can work through
through
this
it.
trigger,
Yeah,
for example.
actually, because therapy is good. Like, I advise therapy for for everybody, actually, if you're going through, especially if you're from Africa.
Yes,
Nigeria.
every Nigerian needs therapy.
Nigeria.
We need therapy.
Nigeria. So, yeah, but I think at the point where I got help, at the point where I got help, it was offered. It wasn't something I knew I needed or I was even willing. And it wasn't even something I could afford. It wasn't something I could afford. So I'm grateful that, I had people around me who could say, no, you can have this and we're going to be there for you.
It might be a bit sensitive, but I want you to touch on how you met this person and how the relationship shifted from maybe when it was happy and what then ended up being the book.
We met through a friend, like mutual friend, and for a bit, there was the chase and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. And we're together for a long period of time. But I think the shift, I heard something recently where it says pressure reveals the true nature of every man. So when pressure came on the part of the other person,
Yeah.
it revealed the true nature. As with every relationship, nobody's perfect. There would be misunderstandings, there are flaws. Everybody, you have your flaws. But communication, talking through things, walking through things. We went through counseling, but in the midst of counseling, I realized that this wasn't going to work. Do you understand? And but before counseling, there had been things that had happened in the period of years we were together
Yeah.
that bettered some of the poems in the book.
Like which one? The entire book.
Well, not actually. Yes, so the entire book, but especially in the part of heartbreaks and of heartbreaks, yeah. So when you look at loan, stock, wishes and horses, because for example, loan, I wrote loan on the 14th of March 2020. Wishes and horses was a very, very, very personal and vulnerable one too, and that was August of 2022. In fact, I remember how I wrote these wishes and horses. I remember that night I had seen things and there had been like a serious, back and forth. And this person had gone to sleep and I cried till 4 a.m. And this person slept through all that period. Wow. Do you understand? And in that period was when I wrote this. Yes, this was 20. So it's just different. So sometimes when I look, I'm like,
You went through it.
Yeah. There were things, but somebody told me something one day. Like, someone asked me that, do you think that you could have done anything differently to get a different result? And I paused. I'm like, I did all that I could.
Yeah.
There was nothing I could do anymore to get a different result. Whatever it was I did would have never been enough.
In the healing section, which is my favorite section, because like we're going somewhere, which I'm very happy that, we had the heartbreak, we had the little bird.
Yeah, I love Little Bird.
Little bird, it just felt like a very cute session of maybe you giving yourself a hug and telling yourself that, yeah, you can fly, you can do all these things. And then we get to the healing. You mentioned about how having the boldness to meet yourself where you are. That is a very powerful phrase. What was the process of getting the boldness to meet yourself there?
It's forgiveness.
Forgiveness of who? Because there was a
Yourself.
point, okay, of yourself. Because I know that, like, society, when you go through this thing, they tell you to forgive whoever it is so that you can move forward. And I'm a bit iffy
Please.
about that point of
No,
view.
I also don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree because maybe
Yeah.
I should say this to the people. In healing, it's okay not to forgive the person for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You can let people go to let peace reign. You can let them go in your heart so they don't have a hold on, I spoke to someone recently and I'm like, I told her, I said, what I have learned through this process is growth.
Yeah.
Because, they always say that you mature by experience, but you grow through pain. I'll say that again. You mature by experience, but you grow through pain. Real growth comes from pain, painful experiences. And what that has taught me also, that in the couple of years that this, I've had to heal, is how not to be reactionary, rather responsive. Do not react. Because what they want, what people would naturally expect you to do in, painful situations, disrespectful situations, is to react.
Yeah, I noticed from like what you wrote in the healing that a lot of these things, they've made you even softer.
Yeah. And it's shocking. It's shocking because these days I would rather just sit back and watch people play their full foolishness or foolhardiness, whatever it is. Let them show themselves. Respond, because in response, you're able to act accordingly. But when you react, you're just everywhere. But when you respond, you can put the cards on the table and say, how does this serve me?
Yeah.
Does this serve me well or not? And that's the point of meeting yourself where you are. You forgive yourself for the times you allowed yourself stay because you couldn't do any better.
Oh my goodness. This hits.
Yeah, you forgive yourself for allowing yourself be disrespected so much. Because what you had done was you thought there was no way out.
Yeah.
You forgive yourself for settling.
Yeah, it reminds me of this, like my favorite poets.
Yeah.
Other favorite poet, 'cause I don't know that
Nice.
many poets.
No, it's fine.
But what she said about healing is that she said healing is a rocking back and forth. Forgive yourself the backward motion, because as you move forward, you're going to move back, and you have to forgive yourself when you move back.
See, there's a lot of moving back in healing. So I'm writing a journal right now because in recent times, and it's okay. It's okay if some days are bubbly for you in your healing process where you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need people. I don't need this. I don't need that. But there are days also where you're just quiet. There's a quiet in your you're truly healing. Every day, healing is not linear.
Yeah, you said that a lot.
Yes.
It isn't.
Healing is like a revelation for me. Healing is not linear. They're good, really good, exciting days in your healing journey.
Yeah.
And there are going to be moments where you're crying. And let me tell you one thing I've discovered about healing. There are moments where you don't have tears to shed anymore. You're just quiet. You're not sad. You're not upset. There's a form of peace. When you get to that point, that junction in healing, give yourself a round of applause. So I think just meeting yourself where you are is a journey of forgiving yourself. Don't beat yourself down too much. Forgive yourself. Even in your healing process, you make mistakes, maybe fall for the wrong person again. Because one thing I've also discovered in escaping betrayal from one party, because you're still going through healing, there's a possibility to attract the same type of person.
Very true. Very true. And also, maybe not also beating yourself up that you actually attracted the same type of person.
Yes.
Because again, that is what you're used to and you're trying to break out of that mold.
Simple. So forgive yourself also, because I've heard people say, oh, this. And I'm like, calm down. Calm down. Forgive yourself. The fact that you come to the realization of the fact quick that I have just attracted the same type of person, and you're able to maybe quickly or not so quickly move yourself away from that situation, but you can move away from the situation. You're on a healing journey. It shows that there's a difference.
Yeah.
You're not stuck in the ways of the past.
The fact that you're even realizing, because before you would not realize. So
Do you understand?
that
Yes.
is progress.
So for your healing process, give yourself time.
Now, what society has to do with journeys like this? You just shook your head. I mean, you mentioned it in the healing section also, where I think society is complicit. I don't know if that's the name of the poem.
Implicit.
Implicit.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned it also, if I don't remember names of poems, but I remember like the story in it, where you're like, the grandmother went through this thing.
Oh gosh.
And the mother went through this thing.
A poem.
And the sister went through this thing. And now you see me going through this thing, you're not helping me. I say, yeah, that is how it should be. So my question is the expectations of society or generational relationships in dealing with abuse and moving through it. What was your experience like? And what would you like to see change in that aspect?
It's sad. It's sad that people who have gone through what you have succeeded, to move out from, would be the loudest voices against you. And I don't know why. I think it's fear, envy. Some of them are just envious. Like, if I could have endured this, I stayed. Why? How dare you?
Why can't you stay too?
How dare you? And we have conversations right now on social media where people are saying our parents, marriages are not how they are these days anymore. Our fathers cheated on our mothers and our mothers stayed. Our fathers abused emotionally. Your father's emotionally abused, verbally abused, physically abused, sexually abused, financially abused your mothers. And they stayed. Because their own mothers stayed with such men. So your own mothers do not know how to teach your own sisters how to be better, how to do better. So all they have, the templates they have is, I stayed, why can't you stay?
Yeah, it's really frustrating actually on socials when you're like, marriages of nowadays, they are not lasting as long as marriages of then. That is because a lot of these women, they couldn't leave. They didn't have the choice to leave. They didn't know how to leave. Even if they wanted to leave, maybe them too, they saw the back
Their
of society
parents,
and could not leave.
And some of them, a lot of people die in such
situations.
And that's the sad thing, because it starts first from verbal abuse, emotional abuse. Then it goes into the verbal abuse before eventually, physical abuse is usually the last. Before someone starts to physically abuse you, best believe that it started from emotional abuse. From emotional abuse, it graduates into verbal abuse before physical abuse starts. So, and a lot of people have lost their lives, lost their sense of self, lost purpose, lost everything. And all they're living for is the children, which should not be. You came here before the children. You have a purpose.
Yeah.
So
it's like children are your reward.
Yeah, that's it. That's the point.
That's the poem. I read this book.
That's the poem. Yeah. Your children, your reward. And I've had to read that poem to a lot of people. Women, your children are not your reward. You are your reward. You are your reward. Who were you before you met this person?
This is very interesting because I was having a conversation with my sister about something. And I'm just like, I don't know if this person knows their identity outside being a mom and a wife. Like, what do you enjoy in your own time? What do you like to do by yourself? Where do you go when you're by yourself?
See, I'm grateful for, you see, so this week has been quiet for me in a lot of things. I'm not talking to, I haven't spoken to a lot of people this week.
Thank you for talking to me today.
You're welcome. I haven't spoken to a lot of people this week, and I'm touching base with myself to the point where it's healing. I used to knit a lot on crochet. I picked that back up on Monday. And I went out on Tuesday, Wednesday to buy yarns. And I'm excited because these are the things that, apart from, reading, watching movies and all, these are the things that I used to love to do. And, up until all this, but please, you have a purpose. Yeah, it's good to be married, really beautiful. It's a beautiful experience when you're with the right person, for the man and for the woman, because abuse happens both ways.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's good to be married to the right person who uplifts you, who under that person, with that person, you're a better person. Really beautiful. But remember that you also have a purpose outside of being a wife or a husband, being a father or a mother. That's the only way we raise children who are totally whole.
Yeah.
When they see you as a mother or as their father doing things you love, they're proud of you. They're proud of you. It's
I mean, you have two beautiful boys. They're the best, honestly. Love them.
Thank you.
How has this entire journey shaped your view of motherhood and family and love? And what do you hope for your babies?
I think I still hold the same view that a family consists of the mother, the father, the children, and that's still my message to them. And I'm grateful that I have, beautiful families around me who are my friends that they are introduced to, that they have. Those boys are enjoying. They just have, everybody just loves them.
Yeah,
Everybody, yeah,
I mean, I was in
everybody,
your house the other day, and I didn't want to go. It was so much fun.
everybody just loves them, and they have great influences in men to look up to. Really, really great influences, and I'm just grateful to God for that. Being, the only parents, taking responsibility is hard on some days.
Yeah.
Is easy on some other days, but we'll do it. And
You're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
An amazing.
Thank you.
So, my last question: what does healing look for you today?
Healing for me today is loving myself again, seeing myself again, being proud of myself, touching base. You see that word is like keeps ringing. Touching base with myself, healing that child again, connecting with who Tolu Mustapha is. That's healing, and I'm enjoying every process of
I
it.
love that. I also love the fact that you mentioned like touching base with your childhood. I feel like even myself too, in a different way, I realized that my younger self was really up to something. She really knew what was going on with her red lipstick and her side part.
Yeah,
That is why I brought back the side part.
I
used to
love
really do the
it.
middle part.
Oh,
And like she was with something with this side part. I've not
I
got
love
to
it.
wear red lipstick yet. I've not
Please do be like me.
See, I don't know when I used to rock that ruby woo. How I used to do it
Oh,
because now I'm
please.
looking at red lipstick. I'm like, this is scary.
No, I think it would suit you.
It
Really,
would.
yeah, I think so. It's red lipstick for me any day, and red.
It looks really good. I mean, I'm back to painting
Thank
my
you.
nails, which was
love
a
it.
problem I had with my mother when I was like 13.
Ah,
So I brought that back at 20 something. Yeah. So I'm happy that you've got to this point. I'm happy that this body of work came out of it. A beautiful
Thank
body
you.
of work. I can't wait for your next novel.
thank you.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you. Can I read one poem before we go?
course.
It's one of the poems that I feel like I have overlooked it, but it's quite a. Okay, let me read it. So the title is Maybe, Maybe Not.
Ooh, I know that one. Okay, let's go.
And the reason I'm reading this poem is because, I have soldiers. I have soldiers. I had to tell some of them recently, drop your weapons. People, I'm grateful. I'm blessed with people, like people who are willing to like go to war on my behalf. They're like, guy, just say the word go. We're here. And I had to read, and I'm like, guys, calm down. You all want to say this story because you think the story has been rewritten or not, said the way there's so much lies about who you are, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, calm down. Anyone who wants to know what it is, buy the book. You've read the book.
I've read the book.
Yeah, so
I mean, you can see my tabs.
yeah. So maybe, maybe not. So it says, maybe I'm the bad person. Yeah. Maybe she found you or you found her. And you both found true love. Okay. Maybe I didn't treat you well. Maybe she treats you better. Maybe you are her dream come true. Maybe you are her better half. What about derogatory remarks? What about you asking if I must always have an opinion? As if all you wanted was for me to shut up and only speak when it's me moaning on a bed I would rather not be in. To your touch I would rather not feel. On days I would rather not speak to you. Yet you would ram.
Well, I'm trying to
Yet
compose
you
myself.
would ram yourself into me saying at least I apologized. So maybe you are answers to her prayers and she's fodder for your heart. Maybe you're a better man for her. Yet you did what you did. That I'll never forget.
Wow, that is something.
So
Yeah, you guys should get the book. It's
thank you.
full of wonderful Wow. It's heavy. It really is heavy.
Yeah.
So, where can we find you? Where can we find of Heartbreaks and Healing?
Of heartbreaks and
Oduduwa, please.
healing. Of heartbreaks and healing is available on Amazon, and in Nigeria is available on seller.com. We're working with Ruben Heights at the moment to make it available as physical print in Nigeria. That's where you can find of heartbreaks and healing. And I'm on Instagram at underscore the workshop with double T. Then there's underscore charisma. If you follow the workshop, you would find
What
my
about,
other
do you
pages.
have at Tolu Mustapha there?
Yeah. There's Tolu Mustapha too. But all that I do comes under one enterprise, under one umbrella, the workshop. So that's underscore double THE workshop on
Amazing.
Instagram.
It's been
Thank
so
you.
lovely to have you here, Tolu.
It's been great
Cheers.
to have you. Cheers.
been
Mayoko.
Lovely having drinks with you today. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's been great having drinks with you, and see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.